Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are going to be talking about something different. This isn't going to be a long video, but it is something I want to touch on and I just recently found out. As of February 26th, CFMOTO has acquired 51% of Kalex. If you're like me, you really don't know who Kalex is. A Google search on Kalex is Kalex Engineering is a German specialty engineering company that designs, manufactures, and sells high-performance parts for motorcycles. Kalex Engineering was founded in 2008 in the Bavarian city of Bobingen, Germany, by Klaus Hirschkorn and Alex. I can't pronounce that last name. Key thing to note from them is Kalex won the manufacturer championship in 2013 when teams using their chassis finished in the top 4 places in the championship. Just a quick scroll down below the Moto 2 Constructors Championship results. You can see between 2013 all the way down to 2024, they've all been in first place. There's no doubt that Kalex is putting out some pretty good engineering. Now that you have CFMOTO acquired a little over half the company, tells me that we're going to see a lot with CFMOTO in terms of MotoGP, and I dare say it, a lot of production bikes that go out to the consumer like you and me who ride these motorcycles. And it's really exciting to see how they might incorporate some of that engineering into their bikes, such as like the 675 or the 750, or even future bikes like the 1000cc bike that they are coming out with. But now with CFMOTO acquiring them and utilizing their engineering, which, think of it, even today in the MotoGP world, 20 of the 28 Moto2 riders are riding on the Kalex chassis. Also important to note that Kalex worked with Honda in MotoGP, and they developed their swing arms and the chassis for their 2022 and a 2023 version. It's also important to note that nothing will be immediate with these changes, especially for any production-wise or even MotoGP-wise, Moto2-wise. None of that's going to be sudden. It's going to be very slow, gradual change, but you can expect to see those, I say, within the few years that are coming up here. And per Paddock GP article I am reading here, Kalex was initially supposed to develop the chassis, while CFMOTO would supply the engine, but Yamaha ultimately won that deal. And rather than accepting a secondary role, CFMOTO chose a different path, becoming a homeowner, which would be them acquiring 51% of Kalex. Now, this is a huge step for CFMOTO in terms of the Moto2 world or Moto3, MotoGP, you name it. Sure, it is a huge step in that direction, but I also think it is a huge step for production-wise, because that shows that CFMOTO isn't just trying to become another quick cash grab, throw something out there, high-tech and cool and catchy and flashy. I think they're actually trying to put out great quality, and each time trying to put out better quality than the previous version. As you can tell with like the 450 versus the 300 or the 675 versus the 450, I have a video on that. You can tell between all of those that they are just progressively getting better and their tech is advancing, and it's exciting to see what Kalex might offer in terms of, say, the 750 or the 1000 SS. What will be the next step for CFMOTO and utilizing Kalex and their chassis and all of that and acquiring 51% of them? What will that lead to in terms of just production? Put the MotoGP aside, but in terms of production, the bikes that come out to the consumer, the people that ride the bikes for fun, that have fun on the motorcycles, the people that hop on it for a fun weekend ride, what does that mean for us? I think CFMOTO personally is trying to shake up the game a little bit here, and I think that they are making a pretty big impact in the motorcycle world and trying to become more of like a staple name like Kawasaki or Yamaha or any of those bigger brands that we know today, and they're trying to become larger. And you can see a lot of that just through daily riding or just taking a ride anywhere or driving around. There's definitely a lot more CFMOTO bikes out there. When I first had my 450, you barely saw any CFMOTOs really any around. You didn't really find them on the street anywhere. It was really hard to find any of them. I was lucky to find one, but you see plenty of Ninja 400s or 500s. You find plenty of ZX6Rs. You just see those bigger brands. But now that CFMOTO has grown a little bit more, going from the 450 to the 675 and really making a name for themselves, I think with that bike was a huge step for them. You see a lot more of that now, and they're becoming that much more important, but I wouldn't say just important, but more so a larger staple brand that people see and they know what exactly kind of bike that is. And that's a huge step from when I first started riding 2 years back, and it was like my first bike, and people would be like, oh, what kind of bike is that, or what is that? And most of the time now I hear from people is like, oh, it's CFMOTO, I know that bike, and I can see it, tell by the headlights or something. And it's to show that CFMOTO is growing, and I think in the right direction as well. Now, what other steps will CFMOTO take? This is where I want you guys to drop a comment down below on what you think CFMOTO will do next in terms of other brand acquisitions or any other supplier, whatever. Who's going to make their engines? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? What do you guys think? And did you think that Kalex was a good move? Do you think that this was a good move from CFMOTO? Because I personally do. Kalex obviously has a good reputation and a good standing but is it something that will help benefit CFMOTO in the long run? Other than just Moto 2, Moto 3, Moto GP, and all that. That's all I really have for this video, guys. Again, this was a short one. If you like this video, leave a like, drop down a comment below for any opinions, thoughts, concerns, whatever you have. Hit the subscribe button for more content if you guys want to check out more of my videos that are a little bit longer than this one. And if you are subscribed already, thank you for your support. I appreciate you very much. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.